Today we salute you, real men of penis.
Real men of penis.
Contempt?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Why would they not be? What do they have to hide? I don't think so. You know, here's the deal, John. It's very, very clear. Why the hell would Hunter and Jim create 20 shell companies to not to be legal? We've seen time and time again, and Representative Comer has proven this. There was money influencing peddling that Biden had during his last couple of years as vice president, and then right afterwards, they wanted to gain the money back. Yeah.
Could I just ask you? You say yes, absolutely. Why have you changed your position on holding people in contempt of Congress? You voted against holding Steve Bannon in contempt.
Because he's a hypocrite.
Well, I think it's a little bit different when you have the President of the United States. We have somebody who's not an elected official. You have the President of the United States was selling his influence. His son was selling his influence.
No, but I don't understand. We're talking about
the people you're talking about. Different standards, John, when you have somebody who's in elected office versus somebody who's not in elected office.
Steve Bannon wasn't in elected office.
He was the vice president of the United States.
Who are you saying was in an elected office here when you're talking about holding people in contempt of Congress for being non-responsive?
Real men of penis.
Today we salute you, Mr. James. I'll screw myself over just to impeach Joe Biden, Comer.
I paid my brother to.
Impeachment inquiry overall. What do you make of how the White House has been handling it so far? Do you think they're being aggressive enough, or should there be a war room? Should there be a more out front effort from them?
Well, my honest opinion is the people they have leading it are not very smart. In fact, they're borderline stupid. I mean, James Comer or Jim Jordan.
Your brother buys your land, and you buy your brother's land.
Keep it all in the family.
And the people in the House that are going to be on this committee, like Dan Goldman, Delegate Plaskett, I think is from Virgin Islands, Jamie Raskin, these are very smart people. I don't think the White House needs to worry too much about this and let these congressional Democrats who are whip smart are just going to eat these people alive. I so want them to do this. I can't tell you how much.
Well, I guess that's a tax break for him and a tax break for #MeToo.
Brother swapper.
I mean, we fully expect the Bidens to cooperate. We looked at the last administration and they cooperated. Their family members cooperated.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah, we found a lot of suspicious checks that the brother was involved in and Joe was a beneficiary of. And we're going to talk about that as we move on. But what we're doing is we're tracing the money, Sean. It's not just that they got a $200,000 payment, that Joe Biden received a $200,000 payment. It's where the money came from.
Your patriotism by way of impeaching Joe Biden is as robust as your tax fraud.
Shell companies.
Biden was selling the brand, was selling the Biden name, and convinced people to pay him money in exchange for favors from Joe Biden.
Got a shred
Wouldn't
of
you
evidence.
have to have a record of when you gave the loan, and wouldn't that bank record exist as well? Have you been able to find that?
Announced a check today, and we've asked the White House to produce documentation.
Knowing that the IRS wants to see your brother's $200,000 check that came from you, you're a real man of penis.
Don't think you saw this coming.
Because of your investigation, that is what's moved this needle with the media.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question. You look at the polling, and right now, Donald Trump is 7 points ahead of Joe Biden and trending upward. Joe Biden's trending downward.
Real men of penis.
Well, tell me what office Steve Bannon was in.
Well, tell me what office Hunter Biden was in.
Touche,
No,
motherfucker.
I'm not talking about Hunter Biden. I'm talking about Joe Biden, the President of the United States.
You haven't subpoenaed
money.
him.
Well,
You haven't
pushed
subpoenaed
influence
him.
peddling.
I'm asking if Hunter Biden or Jim Biden, the brother and son of the president, who are not elected officials, if they are not responsive, will you hold them in contempt?
Think about this, John. If you've seen the facts that have occurred, we see that there's been influence peddling. I mean, the President of the United States, Vice President at the time, said point blank, if you don't fire a prosecutor, I'm going to
knows that's such bullshit.
That's a crooked deal in as itself.
But you're
so it's
talking
all
about
a
what happened
scheme.
in
If we
Ukraine.
don't get these individuals,
Congressman, I'm just trying to understand the difference. I'm just trying to understand the difference when you're talking about congressional subpoenas You voted against holding Steve Bannon in contempt of Congress when he didn't appear before the January 6th committee, which was a committee,
but was
elected for
Steve
by
Bannon
Congress.
Related to the president of the United States?
No, he was a former employee of President Donald Trump, and the other people who you did not vote to hold in contempt literally worked for the former president Donald Trump.
Real men of penis.
I so want them to do this. I can't tell you how much I want them to do this. This is a very.
You want them to do impeachment? What do you mean?
Yes, ma'am.
I want them to hold hearings.
Why do you think it's a
I
stupid
want them to
idea?
hold hearings, and I want to let people, the American public, see how non-existent a case is. The president did anything wrong. And I want our people who are quite effective lawyers to get them on cross-examination and do what they're going to do and make fools out of them.
So we salute you, Mr. James I'll screw myself just to get a chance to impeach Joe Biden, Comer. You're a real man of penis.
Real men of penis.